All right, guys, today we are going to be diving into spiral dynamics again. It has been a long time since we have talked about spiral dynamics. If you're unfamiliar with it, really, we're just talking about the evolution of systems and values and beliefs, how they evolve over time, and how they become integral to our living, how we evolve into them, how we change as humans. And so if you don't know anything about it, we actually have a spiral dynamics playlist, and there's one video in there that quickly explains all the stages of growth as you develop through that model as humans. And today we're going to just have fun and talk about stage coral. This is the stage that some people don't even know if any humans have even reached, where a lot of it is just philosophizing and speculating on what this stage of human evolution might be.
So, like in a nutshell, it's the study of human cognitive development?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I thought it could be fun with the world transforming at the rate it is currently right now. And a lot of people are saying that things are strange right now. Do you notice how strange things are right now? Maybe we are starting to evolve into a new stage of our cognitive development and our understanding of the world around us. I think the world is changing, and taking a look at some of this stuff can be fun and might be interesting to learn about for those of you that are out there. I asked AI what it thought, what would be some of the things that are embodied in this advancement in our evolution.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things was a greater transcendence of the ego, an embodiment plus integrity, planetary cosmic consciousness, radical simplicity and sovereignty, new relationships with energy and matter, and
It seems like part of the development of this would potentially require technology assistance.
Yeah,
you know
possibly.
What I'm saying?
Yep.
We birthed technology onto this planet, human beings.
Yep.
This kind of sophisticated technology. I'm not talking about the technology of a wasp's nest or something like that. I'm talking about what we recognize as human-made technology. We're evolving with it.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? And in the end, there seems like there would be this kind of unification between technology. It's becoming more and more ingrained in part of us, part of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
We're already like what is it called? Cyborgs, androids, whatever.
Yeah.
We're already pretty like cybernetic, and it seems like that'll be a part of this. So there's no video. We're just talking about it, right?
Yeah.
So stage Turquoise, which is the stage just below it, if you're not familiar, it goes up and up from beige all the way to turquoise.
Yep.
And turquoise, the way I understand it, is you get the idea of a creature like Yoda or something, or you get like the mystic, the real mystical kind of hermit-like, but nevertheless sort of childlike, completely spontaneous, completely authentic and actualized and creative and whatever, sage-like. That's what turquoise is like, and coral is after it.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing about turquoise is you mentioned it seems to be this mix of, because the stages seem to oscillate between independence and collective.
Yeah.
Like they're very independent, and turquoise is a collective stage where even though it is so comfortable with itself, people tend to gravitate towards it and building some type of a collective around it. And so going into stage coral, it'll be a return, a more healthy return to individualization. And I was thinking about kind of like with the emergence of AI, it got me thinking about the matrix, about being plugged in, and maybe through technology, you'll be able to like see into yourself in a way that you've never been able to see before. Like go through be able to fully integrate the shadow, be able to see the darkest, the best parts about who you are, the hidden things of your imagination that don't get expressed. There might be a discovering system here of the inner you that you can't even get without technology.
I'm not sure. Imagine a technology like in some ways, like spirituality itself is just that which cannot be described. It's like whatever you don't have can't be talked about, and future technology is magic to those that don't understand it. If you sent an iPhone back to 1850, they would be like, this is enchanted.
Yeah.
It's glass that has video and images, and they wouldn't have the word video. They would whatever.
Yeah.
And so the technology of the future will be utterly baffling and magical. Likely if everything continues to progress exponentially.
Yeah.
If everything goes that direction. So you might have quantum computing stuff and some kind of bizarre, uneven graspable grasp of metaphysics and quantum entanglement and whatever smart words could say. And so what I'm saying is, if you get to a point where you've got things like multiple, whatever you consider a conscious identity, like hybrid identity, multiple identities at once, existing in multiple timelines, existing on multiple planets, because interplanetary travel will likely become a thing. So you've got a part of yourself experiencing a life with a family on Mars, one in the ocean, in ocean cities that we've built here, one in a completely digital realm, and they're all you. And you can kind of go back in time. They've developed technology that essentially is time travel. I don't even believe in time travel, but I'm saying, let's imagine infinite capacity technologically. And now you've got things that can go backwards and forwards through time. Like the likelihood that we are in a simulation, if there's any validity to simulation theory, is almost like a certainty.
Yeah.
And with hyper intelligent creatures with infinite capacities at their potential, that becomes awfully godlike.
Yeah.
And then it may want to learn multiple types of lessons through multiple timelines. Your whole life may just be some sort of lesson for a greater intelligence to understand itself. It ends with God again. It ends with kind of like a unity again.
Yeah.
Manifesting all the variety of facets for good reason that I'd have to tear your tongue out for you to pronounce why. You know what I mean? Like there's no way of talking about why. Yeah. It's so beyond. So we just do it. We're like puppets. You know what I mean? The one talking right now is not like somehow awake. There's not some person out there that's like more awake. If you hear words coming out of any human mouth, that's data. Yeah. That's data. It's a language. It falls into a data set. Yeah. And it communicates information. The conditioning that I've gone through causes me to say these words. The conditioning you've gone through causes you to say your words. Whether it's experiential data or whether it is biological data. Yeah. You know, like by your inherited biology. Yeah. That's data too. What's behind all of it? What is the great unifier behind all of that? Terence McKenna seemed to talk about it like the great attractor at the end of time. Yeah. You know, like as if there's something. Yeah. You know,
you see a lot of that, like when in the New Age talk about, you know, drawing closer to source and stuff like that. That the lingo seems to be similar in there. People bathe themselves in word bullshit. I just did it a moment ago. Mm-hmm. You can forget everything I said. I'm just trying to be entertaining here. At the end of the day, a lot of our lives are survival. Yeah. We're trying to survive. We're trying to be validated. We're trying to get attention. We're trying to live. We're trying to get things. We're trying to experience things. All from like something that we take for granted as if it's like so unique or so special or something like that. Yeah. We're just all wearing masks. Mm. All of us. Like that's the reality of the situation. It's just a mask. Yeah. I encourage you to go out there and pretend to be somebody else for a day and see how loose and flimsy identity can be. Yeah. You know, some of it goes all the way down to your core. But I say all that to return to stage coral. To say that, you know, it's all, what is it? It's all hypothetical. It's all speculative, like crazy speculative. What does it mean? What is on this list here? There's one thing, doesn't it talk about energy? Like being able to manipulate energy? I've seen versions of the list of coral attributes that say that. What does that even mean? Most of you, if you're being honest, don't know what the hell that means, really. Yeah. To manipulate and corral energy, master of energy. You're just using your imagination to fantasize about what that might actually be. Yeah. You know, maybe it's just like turning atoms into whatever you want it to be. I don't know.
Things can get spooky too in this reality. Things can get a little bit eerie and synchronistic. And sometimes who knows what the limits are. Yeah. It seems that we encounter surprises and limits and expansions all the time. Just when you think you got it, Like, what was that term I coined this week when we were away on vacation? I said certainty exhaustion. Everybody's so certain. They want to resolve everything into a point.
Yeah.
I'm kind of interested in destabilizing that. This is either a dream or a nightmare. Let's invent our way into it being a dream, not a nightmare, even though there's nightmarish things about.
Yeah. Well, there are things with spiral dynamics, like usually every stage is brought on by some type of crisis or like a dramatic shift in something that happens in an individual's life, and even in collective lives can shift the thinking of the people. And so when I was asking AI about what it thought some of that might be, a lot of it was like it pointed to collapsing systems, climate change, rise in technology, emergence of AI with our human biology, which I guess transhumanism is a part of that talk. And these are all things that like we're all focused on right now. Like there is a probability that some of this could be right, that these could be things that actually usher in some stage coral humans. But again, we're still very far behind because there ain't a whole lot of turquoise out there. Very few stage yellow, and then most of the planet is still rustling around in stage green, orange, and blue, right? So so hopefully for you guys out there, we've piqued some of your interest in some of the things that we're talking about. Maybe you've never heard of stages of cognitive development and evolution stuff out there. You might be watching this and thinking, I've never even heard of that. I wonder where I am on that spectrum.
I would be careful to do what I did. Remember how I gave that example of stage turquoise, and I tried to give some examples like Yoda or maybe Jesus or something like that, right? Stage turquoise, mystical, sage-like characters. But why would you want to limit yourself? You're you at the end of the day, right? Mm-hmm. And so just don't deny the truth that screams at you. Just don't lie about what's coming, or do. I don't know.
Yeah.
Life is kind of like a tapestry. Make some artwork out of it. But if you get fixated, if you need reality to reflect some limited perspective that you have, like I had a fleeting epiphany, and now I'm gonna go like project it onto the world. Is that gonna create the most authentic version of you? Is that gonna create the most skyrocketing authentic version of you? Or is it like kind of a whatever that word integration means? What does it even mean to integrate, to be integrated, to be a whole on, to be a fractal of a greater picture, to be a stitch in a tapestry? Whatever makes this thing, whatever feels the best, I feel like. And sometimes that's going to be picking up a little bit of like hard, fast, disciplinary thing. And then sometimes when the time comes where reality calls you to be completely spontaneous, go for it. Do it and see what you learn there. And don't be sour grapes about the results because, this thing doesn't last forever. We all die.
Yeah.
And so you can always pick up and start over. Maybe that'll get you to stage. Maybe that'll get you all the way through turquoise to coral. Is just being like, taking the bull by the horns and being like, I'm gonna do it. I don't have fucking time. I don't have time to screw around with this life and be overly anything.
Yeah.
Be overly stressed. And Justin said be spontaneous. Now I'm gonna be all spontaneous all the time. Don't be beheld into anything.
All right. Well, guys, hopefully you enjoyed our talk on this. We'd like to know what you have to say about this. What do you think could be some attributes of stage coral for those who've, maybe taken a look at some spiral dynamics before? And hopefully you liked our conversation here. If you did, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, share this with a friend, and everyone till next time,
stay spiritual.